this final match of the season with Crazy Crystal and the Legging. None of whom I believe are main roster, but hopefully we'll all be here to provide us with an incredible matchup as we get into the game.
Absolutely. Park's kind of like a bit of an older player, if I recall correctly. I've definitely seen him in the mines from long ago, and you're back in the game here at Black Hole. Pop immediately, he's taking the top side here. Guys playing top side, passes to the Atlas, goes back up to the top side here. Greatest Meme tries to make pressure. Fortunately, it's not anything. Tries to rotate around the Atlas. Goes for the bottom corner for offense, and it seems like he almost gets something out of it, but unfortunately not. And now Legend on the Kai, taking control, gets the bottom barrier, and Crystal is on the trail and is in position here, gets a strike core, gets a second barrier, and looks like they were almost about to get the in, but not yet. Now it goes back up to Kai, and it seems like it is kind of stabilizing a little bit here.
Yeah, I want to see how the side of FT is playing this, as that's going to be the core going straight on into the net. It feels like Snack Time, has is fresh out of nowhere. I don't think I'd imagine they probably don't have much time with each other. But as we saw, perhaps not having much time with each other means that you're gonna be able to accept change easier. Like with each little change in play style you saw from the side of from the team of Pantheon in the last series, you saw also kind of the rest of the team is having to adapt. Whereas here, everyone's adapting constantly on Snack Time, and that is going to be the first goal scored from Final Destination, now all tied up. But we see Snack Time, looking pretty confident, zero energy for anybody except for Legging.
Energy is definitely being burned here, as just so much damage is being put up here, as Raypart B down low, but it seems like for Legging is also not gonna have that energy up for long, as he gets the core flip, but it looks like he is being hunted down by the Greatest Meme here. Probably looking for an ult into dash punch here, but unfortunately he fished for that so hard. He actually he got the core flip and Legging there, but he's also not the one for this world anymore. And now Legging doesn't have any energy more, but they're playing offense on the bottom side, and it is honestly looking pretty good. They're struggling to get it out, but they managed to finally get it. A patient strike by Atlas there almost loses the barrier for it. But if you don't lose the barrier for it, nothing is lost, because on the other side, both barriers are really lost, and it's gotten by Crazy Crystal, as we are now up 2-1.
Yeah, now Snack Time 2-1 in the series, in the game, in this first set. As Crazy Crystal, Legging, Elo Tourist looking to just take this game nice and easy. I think that Kai is going to provide a lot of the movement that X needs, Crazy Crystal needs to kind of play this game and punish Spartan. But at the same time, I think that Era has a very significant opportunity to make the game happen with Crazy Crystal, being made small, being made tiny, and not much you can do. Saved away from Spartan.
Oh! Crazy chaos coming here from both both sides there, but it seems like the Kai's now offline, and that's not great for the X, because it's really hard to make solo plays as X. He's just such a low cortisol brawler that if he doesn't have like a mid to play off of, it's kind of hard to play with it. And now Greatest Meme almost gets it in with that. Oh my god, and he does get it in with the primary! Able to just look such a beautiful offense with the NATO layered on top, and now we are going into the 0.5 of the first set.
Yeah, nice and even matchup so far between Snack Time and Final Destination. One thing to note is that Fire Up is, of course, in the draft still, and I think whatever team kind of is able to pick up that first character slot, maybe getting a Fire Up Catalyst combo, which is not nearly as good as it was in the olden days, but is still an incredible Awakening combination, because you have so many ults, and that's going to be Crazy Crystal finding the goal through Spartan. Great strike found, and now it's going to be Snack Time going up 3-2 in this first set, catching this first set for themselves, and looking pretty comfortable in the series.
Absolutely. Crazy Crystal is indeed going a little bit crazy in the enemy's net right now, and on top of that, he's getting the ad rush, which is honestly pretty scary to have on the X. I noticed that both brawlers here did offer Catalyst as well, so... And honestly, that kind of makes sense. Like, both the backlines and are just kind of chipping out the enemies, and then they opt to go for the damage. And brawlers typically tend to be the focus for the damage. But Catalyst is good, but now they got the ad rush as well. So if they're able to capitalize off that game plan, they can be getting a lot of KOs here as honestly really good pickups across the board for everybody here.
Yeah, I think the Chrono Boost onto Era onto Spartan is going to be really nice to have, and I'm a little interested in seeing why Legging didn't choose to take it, simply because the explosive entrance is good, but at the same time, Chrono Boost is even better on Era. And so now we see the kill come out from Rayboy, as it looks like a power play for Final Destination is going to come through for the goal.
Absolutely, but like the plays there were clinical. Like Rayboy AP got the kill, then right afterwards, the greatest meme got the point, and that's kind of exactly how you want to play this game. And let's see if they can do it again as Big Buff Black Hole immediately textbook kickstart on Atlab here, and they start to rotate to the bottom side after punishing the Atlas by moving up, and they almost get both barriers. Tried to rotate it around again, but this time Kai is there to catch it. Elo Taurus is surprisingly low, despite being the goalie. He's getting focused on damage quite heavily, and it's not like it's for Juliet that's going for it either. It's the entire team just dumping all their cooldowns on Elo Taurus, and it seems to be like just very effective because Kai has to stay back to help Atlas, and now Atlas is dead, so the Legend is now the goalie, and Greatest Meme is opting to pass around here. Kind of Crystal having to step backwards to help out. With a Burns core flip actually gets both bears for it, despite being at the back line. The brawler is still brawling, and Greatest Meme gets another pay. Oh my god, and then gets it in afterwards. And now they're definitely looking like they want this set as it's 2-0.
Yeah, the side of Final Destination looking comfortable going into this potential final point of the set, as I think they've just kind of figured out what they need to do, and what that is play to their strengths. They have a lot of pressure onto the other team, with the Estelle and Juliet having a lot of chip damage if you get a hit or two. And so Elo Taurus is taking so much damage, Legging is taking a lot of damage as well, and I'm interested in seeing how they're going to close this out. Greatest Meme, all great strikes from Snack Time, preventing anything from happening on that offensive line, but now is the flip from the Juliet here to get the barrier down, and that Flame Flare coming out. Rayboy P just trying to find something here.
It's looking really good, and now Price Crystal and Megan is actually looking low. They have to get more control, just kind of like play with the defense so he can get his HP back. Get close to catch from the NATO bombs. Actually, let it go too early, and Greatest Meme was able to capitalize off it. And that was a very swift 3-0 on behalf of Snack Time here. Or Final Destination, I mean, actually.
Yeah, that is going to be Final Destination picking up this second set, tying the game up real quick for us, as Fire Up is opted for by that Juliet by Greatest Meme, and that may just potentially be lights out now for the side of Snack Time, as Fire Up is going to be strong, and you're going to see a lot of those flips, just giving their entire team aggressive speed for the entire rest of the point. As now, or I mean, I'm just lying, but a lot of Great Awakenings picked up here. 2 sparks now threatened by the side of Snack Time, but that's also 1 spark that can potentially mean that you lose out on all the benefits if the other team takes it. So we'll see. Crazy Crystal taking down both those barriers, and it may just be a quick point. No, saved away for the time being.
Now they have 2 national games. A lot of agency from Lightning here. Right now, it's over Spartan. Spartan brings it over to the top side, looking to pull the offense, sets up the arrow NATO. Both spent by first time. Actually almost made a really banana points. It was really scary, but Rainbow was able to catch him. And now it goes to the bottom side here. Greatest Meme walks into the bottom front, which is a little unfortunate because like they have corner flip and never stagger, and then we get dying here. But okay, no, they do stay alive. Odds going down the bottom side. Greatest Meme's not able to contribute to it. Or he's to top side. Unfortunately, I think we might have killed the command crystal. And is it loud? Oh, okay, hold on. I might be able to fix that.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Does that make it better? Question?
A little better.
Okay. Does that make it better? Because it seems like it's fine on my end. I have another idea if this doesn't work. One sec.
Yeah, you got the.
Okay, does this help at all?
Okay, that sounds a lot better.
Okay, it might have been weird. I'm back, guys. I'm back. If I am unmuted, so we have some technical difficulties, but it's all right. Rainbow P gets it in from the top side, which is awesome. Now it is 1-2-1. What's your thoughts on this, Potat?
um, um, yeah, now the side of Final Destination doesn't really have much energy, and it's Crazy Crystal getting both those barriers down. I think just the side of Snack Time is finding their footing, finding the opportunities to kind of make it back in. They never really felt uncomfortable in the points that they lost, and we saw in the last set, they had some really good saves and kept up the barrier for what felt like a million years on a defensive line. And I think if they're able to continue doing that, we're seeing those sparks of hope. Perhaps that fourth and final spark of this what is it called? Of this patch. That's what it's called. Coming out as potentially. I think they have a lot of shines of light, but ultimately it's Meme going to be able to catch that goal, and it's a bit of a scary spot for Snack Time. They're not out, they're not hopeless, but they got to figure out how to keep this consistency going.
Hopefully my microphone is as well. Hopefully you guys can hear me clearly, because right now, Black Hole is popped, offense is being broken on the bottom side on behalf of Snack this time, which is looking good, but the Aeronado forces them to move out of position here. Flip goes up and wide, but they managed to get control afterwards. The bell ringer. The ball rush. Oh, so many cooldowns from Count Crystal. Almost gets it in, but not quite. Holds onto the core here. Looks like offense for a Grace Meme. Oh my god, gets killed by the Giga Impact. Well, again, doing so much work right now. Now, Crazy Crystal, it's his turn. Looking to kill the Rayboy P, but unfortunately, actually gets killed himself by the Mage, though, which is kind of crazy. Rayboy P now has no longer any energy, and Spark doesn't either. Guy has core control, and it looks like they're going to rotate the offense on the top side, but actually floats over to the other side, and Grace Beam also gets it in there.
Yeah, is Crazy Crystal trying to find these barriers down, but Spartan just defending so well. Meme now trying to get this defense or offense going, but we have the power play for Snack Time. This is what they want here. If they're able to just kind of keep these kills going, it's going to be a really nice opportunity for the side of Snack Time. As that's going to be great as Meme, though, going in with the flip, forcing Eloturus out of the way, and opening up like a straight shot into that net.
Look, guys, I just figured out the problem. It was so I just got a webcam recently, and it was using my webcam microphone.
I told you.
So, yeah, my apologies on that end. But also, the VPN was kind of causing some cut-off as well. If you guys heard my fan, yeah, my bad, guys, my bad. But yeah, so Ira gets Monumentalist here, which is a huge pickup. But also, on the other hand, Alice also gets Missile Prop. These are both super comfortable wakings up on both of those characters. What's your thoughts on that, Potad?
Yeah, I think Orb Dancer on Greatest Meme is going to be really nice to have as a not Brawler player, but as a Brawler teammate of a Brawler. I know that those Brawlers love to run it up with the orbs and just get that speed that scales so effectively, but it may not be needed at all. That's going to be both barriers down. And you know, something that I'm interested in seeing is how these magical maelstroms are going to be changing a little bit to open up the goals. But speaking of opening up goals, that's Crazy Crystal just locking in a nice easy goal on the side of Final Destination, and they've been down for a lot of this game, but they're definitely not out, and there's a lot of hope that they can see in this game.
Absolutely, Final Crystal's just been doing so much work with just these solo plays, and right now, Belegi on the other hand, just with these crazy gigas, just having so much value out of that, and they're able to consistently do that. They can definitely do a lot more. Crazy cord flip and counter press. Well, I thought that was going to go wide on the barrier, but it doesn't, and now, from the top rope, Belegi with the primary is able to get in number 2-0. Looking for an explosive switch around from the last set.
Yeah, as incredible job from Legging and the side of Snack Time, locking in that goal. And now they only need one more to take this next set and put themselves up at a nice 2-0 in the sets. But that's the greatest meme with the strike, or with the dash punch. Very nice to have, as we're looking pretty comfortable before the side of Final Destination. They're down in the set, but not out at all, as the flip is available, and it feels like they've just figured out what they need to do in this point, just constantly on offense and constantly finding these points, or finding these barriers in this offensive play. As I'm a little interested in seeing how they get these kills, but once they get these kills, they're looking so strong, and that's going to be the goal going in.
That was just a beautiful checkmate scenario there, but still being with the dash punch, I don't really know if there's anything that Atlas could do once that court loaded up to him. But now it is looking like they are still like 1 point away from getting the set here to bring it to set 5, and I can definitely see that happening. Hammer Crystal popping, gets the first barrier, pops court flip with the bull rush, but they actually managed to strike it properly, able to get it out in time. Now, again, one barrier is lost by Leo Torres. Oh my god, the court out clear with the court flip as popped by Ray Boy P. Great Team goes for a crazy dash punch there, pop, like dumping his court flip. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it, but passes it down to Ray Boy P. Looking for bottom offense, but they don't get it, unfortunately. Port goes to Hammer Crystal. Talking a little too fast here for a second, but the play is now slowing down. Viking is now chipped and not long for this world, but even shorter is this era as they go off the field. And now, crazy Crystal Kama. Oh my god, he dies too, and Leggett might be dead as well as he gets caught lacking, but the Atlas Res is good. But unfortunately, he's still staggered. That really kind of did numbers. And oh my god, everybody is dying and Ace is had! And that was 0.5. All thanks to the greatest Phoebus. That was an insane point by Final Destination.
Incredible way to close out that point is that's an ace for the side of Final Destination, able to lock it in, potentially get this final goal here that they need to lock in this game, as Crazy Crystal legging, trying to find their way onto the offensive play. I mean, Greatest Meme just may have scaled a bit too much now, as the orb dancer speed, orb's not up just yet, but I think there's just so much speed from that Juliet and just so much pressure. And now with the Manu Tornado coming out, unfortunate miss on the barrier, but we're going to see just so much pressure from this side of Final Destination.
Absolutely crazy. For a crazy kill once again. Dash punch into court flip. Unfortunately, doesn't get anything out of it. And now both Leggett and Crazy Meme are looking a little low on the bottom portal here. Crazy Meme does manage to maintain core control. The Aeronado from the top side didn't really do much. They actually lose core control now. But now they try to do offense from the top side. Doesn't last long. Gets rotated to the bottom. And it seems like it is going to the bottom side of the other team now. Crazy Crystal with the court flip. Probably opting to use it. Spartan is actually the first to use it though. Gets a barrier out of it as well. Now Crazy Meme using all for the core control. Piece tries to set up the road primary, or doesn't get anything out of it. Oh my god, Legging with another beautiful Kyber managed to get it. Now both barriers are open, and an almost beautiful strike from Hammer Crystal gets it in. But now it's the greatest memes there with the court flip, and it goes to the bottom side, and now the first point, and well, not the first point, but the first game now goes to Final Destination.
Yeah, Final Destination looked a little shaky in a lot of those points, but ultimately was able to lock down the series for themselves. Or not the series, maybe the series of points, you could say. But the game, definitely. Game number 1 going to Final Destination. This is looking like the team that dethroned scriptwriters 2 weeks ago, and it is looking like the team that is trying to make it to second place in NAST, or second seed in NAST, as they're looking pretty confident in doing so. SNCK time, they gotta figure out how to lock in with this team. They've had a lot of really great signs of life throughout this point, throughout that first game, but ultimately they gotta figure out how to do it again. They gotta figure out how to turn these 1 sets into a 1 game.
Absolutely, and I gotta admit, even though they did lose that game, I do think that SNCK time subs can definitely bring it back. Like, there are some really good plays from Camera Crystal on both Legend, and also Elo Torres with some crazy holds. They just have to be able to get both forwards in position on the offenses, and I think that can change everything if they're able to do that, because Camera Crystal and Legend are both really good at just taking barriers on their own and getting points. Like, there were so many times where Camera Crystal just took both barriers and then scored, like, just on their own. That happened at least twice. I'm pretty sure. It definitely happened at least once, for sure, and it probably happened more, but they definitely had the explosive power back behind it. But if they're able, like, the question is being able to play as a team and be able to coordinate it all together, because after all, they are just the subs and they don't actually have much time playing together, so they need to be able to adapt to their fresh teammates, because I don't think that they really had, like, that much playtime together, besides probably a rare time where they'd probably see each other in comp, because I'm pretty sure all 3 of these guys play comp quite often. And honestly, on the flip side, Final Destination definitely looks like they want to go 7-2 right now. Like, Greatest Meme just put on a really good showing. 9 goals, like 6 KOs. Holy moly, that guy was watching the edges then. He was converting like a beast. So if they are able to adapt to that, I think that they'd be able to bring it back to the next game. And speaking of, what map is the next game going to be on?
We got the map at Awakenings already live, as Night Market is going to be our game number 2. The boring maps for these teams for the time being. But we're going to see Adrenaline Rush Fighter Flight for this next game here. And, I mean, we love these Awakenings. There's so many opportunities for a lot of shenanigans and mischief to occur. With Adrenaline Rush in particular, we saw a lot of kills from both sides in this game, in that last game. And I think we're going to see even more. But Fired Flight as well, midfield extravaganza can potentially enable a lot of really cool matchups to happen.
Absolutely. I do think that Fireflight is not as strong as it used to be. I heard that not many people see it in favor as much as they used to. I think that it only gives 10% like speed boost now for not that long of a time. It's kind of just like an objectively weaker Slick Kicks, but at the same time, Slick Kicks is a very good awakening. So pairing that on top of like Fireflight is always really fun to have, and it's honestly not bad for the goalie to have either. I'm also a pretty big fan of having Fireflight on a goalie. Can't lie, but once again, I just like to note this rune has been put into jail again, and I think we've seen the trend of that last series too. And it's not that like Rune is like the most broken character in the game right now. Although I must say, I think he's in a pretty healthy spot right now. I think Rapid Fire and like everything else that came in recently does a lot of good for him. But it's just that both teams that we've seen in the past 2 series just have a very strong Rune player on them. So it's definitely going to have a 100% presence rate in both of these series, and we're seeing it happen in real time. So instead, though, it seems like they're gonna go with the IME instead, and I think Leg is also pretty comfortable on the IME here. And if they go for a pretty damage-heavy comp, like if they go for like IME Zentaro, I did see that the X just got taken away, but if they go for IME Zentaro and offer to add Adrenaline Rush, oh, a Drakkar, I mean that also can absolutely proc Adrenaline Rush, because that's basically Julie. If that person can absolutely get some edge kills, we can see a lot of like Adrenaline Rush procs here this game, especially considering the fact that on the flip side we have X.
Yeah, definitely. We have some pretty heavy kill options for both these sides. I'm Drakkar, very strong with that kill pressure, and then Estelle X very strong with killing as well. I'd like to see both these teams kind of trying to fish for some of these kills, and once they get it, I mean, if you get enough damage, you can definitely lock in a lot of offensive pressure.
Absolutely, there can be so much pressure, especially with like that style, just covering all the out clears, which is exactly what you want when you're playing as X. It's honestly kind of what you want as a brawler in general, just a midfielder who can both cover the corner for you, but also cover the out clear. It just enables so much shenanigans for you to do. You can just use all your cooldowns just to hit the goalie, hit that midfielder who's in the corner, and maybe even the brawler too might have come back to like cover the out clear. It can just do just wonders for your gameplay, and honestly, and X is the best character to do that with. I like to call him as like the low cortisol brawler. I've just been saying that recently, but X is honestly like he is the token low cortisol brawler, because he lets his team play for him, and he just kind of presses buttons on enemy, and then when the core flows to him, he just wins his interaction with like ult, and that is kind of just what the character does. He kills you, pops ult, and then wins the game, and I think we're probably going to be seeing a bit of that coming into this game.
Yeah, as we are hopping into the game right now, I'm looking forward to this matchup that we have here. As we got some great players, Bravo Peace Fart and Greatest Meme, they've been here, and then, the other side, sub roster, they're locking in. They did a really great job in that first game, and I'm excited to see what shenanigans they pull out in the second game here as we get on to our Night Market matchup, Final Destination versus Snack Time Game 2.
Absolutely, and I'm kind of looking forward into getting the game here as we see Greatest Meme going for the Brawler Star here. Gets a speed gate, which is nice, but Core does go on their side of the field for now, but floats over to Elo Taurus. He cranks the 90, gets it up to the top side. Now, the Legion looks to rotate on their end of the field, almost gets it through the Dubu, but unfortunately not. That Spatial, farming a little bit of energy, but unfortunately loses the barrier too. Unfortunately, your own barrier does not give you extra energy, but right now it looks like Crazy Crystal and Leg are doing a lot of work on the top side, but breaks free. Now, Greatest Meme almost gets an offense started, but nothing too crazy happens just yet.
Yeah, is now getting into this point. Spartan almost barely loses that barrier, but is able to keep it up for now. I think if Crazy Crystal is able to get a lot of this pressure, it is going to be nice to see, because that Chikara, you know, covers a lot of space, and if you're able to get the stun onto the Dubu, it'll be really nice to just get those barriers down, and Elo Tourist, you know, known for that Atlas pickup, is going to be able to defend quite effectively, as usual.
Yeah, great play from Crazy Crystal there, just like using the core speed that he got from his goalie, able to rotate it down to the bottom side where Spartan was just not quite fast enough to get it. I think his roll was on cooldown as well, so he was just kind of calling him out on that cooldown. And now, Legging with a hasty barrier take here, Crazy Crystal getting in position to cover the up clear, but unfortunately, it gets out from a bottom side, and now Spartan looks to step forward a little bit, steps back almost immediately. Gets the up clear to Rayboard P as they rotate to the top. First barrier is taken from Elo. Second barrier is taken from Elo. The Greatest Meme showing him who the real X player is. Gets the KO as well as the points. Oh my god, these X plays that we've been seeing are just so explosive all around right now.
Yeah, it's a great job from the side of Final Destination, tying things up here, and Legging and Crystal have to kind of find a way to get a lot of this offensive pressure going. Because Rayboy P is on the Estelle, you know, she has a lot of her abilities to kind of hit the core forward, and other characters don't really have that kind of stuff. Because Estelle, her primary is just, you know, is a straight shot, whereas Amy, you know, her abilities are all kind of 1 or 2 hits, and that's kind of all they do. But Estelle can hit like 17 things at the same time. As that's going to be going in from the side of Final Destination, locking it in.
Absolutely. Estelle is just really good at hitting multiple targets, especially with that beam, like you said. It has so much value, and it's kind of the reason why Estelle is known as just like a really easy vehicle to pick up. But that's not to discredit like the people who play her either, because the character is still hard to use, especially her Rose Warp. I feel like that has a lot of skill expression in the ability, and honestly, just, she has a pretty high skill ceiling overall. Like just the midfielder role in general does, but right now, Crazy Crystal looking like he's not going to be alive for long right now, especially with that core flip, looking to hold on to it, but every single cooldown in the world just kind of being dumped on his in his particular direction right now, and almost dies to kind of Crystal, kind of with the combo with the core flip, but it doesn't matter because he did pop the ult and has 1 million punches to hit him with, and he did eventually secure the kill. Now they're rotating up top side. I think they went for a double barrier, but bounced it off the night market angle. We're able to get the second, or well, not second, but first barrier here. And now Rayboard P with looking to continue the pressure, but unfortunately, it is the end of their turn right now as Crazy Crystal and Megan are looking to start an offense, but unfortunately it looks like they're struggling a little bit, but a bad somersault from Spartan. Unfortunately, oh, okay, and scratch all that. The offense is still being held, which is great. And Megan puts up a turret on the top side, looking to just walk it over slowly and get Crystal in position. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. It's Rayboard P with a good beam. Gets it on. Now both nets are open and whoa, okay. Greatest being of a crazy bull rush. Redirects it to the bottom side. I didn't even know he was in range to be able to do that, but he just proved me wrong. And now he's the MVP of this set as well.
Yeah, his Greatest Meme, you know, on the X that has been tried and true so many times and then so many seasons. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here in this game, as that's an extra special picked up for that X. Team player, though, on the other side is going to be really, really nice for the Atlas, for Elo Tours to have. And honestly, I kind of like this draft a little bit more to begin with for the side of Snack Time. You know, team player going to give a lot of that speed. Deadeye going to be really nice for those kills and that pressure. And then team player, or not team player, Tempo Swing for Jakar, for Kama to keep a lot of that kill pressure and damage alive and keep themselves alive as well. On the other side, though, I do think that peak performance is going to be nice for Rayboy P to kind of get the speed up and get a little bit more of that defensive and offensive pressure going. So that's both barriers down now.
Absolutely, just like, once again, I feel like that user is going to do a lot, just to be able to get the port out more frequently, and that's going to do so much against this team, because their offense just seems to be never-ending, but see, like, the moment that they're able to get rank 3, they get both barriers, and now both sides are open. Crazy Crystal goes for the KO, but unfortunately doesn't get it, but it doesn't matter, because with a beautiful corner dribble into strike primary, he was able to get it in, and now it looks like they're looking to turn this around in their favor.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of great plays coming out from the side of Snack Time, and they've been down for a lot of this series, but they're definitely not out at all whatsoever. As now they're just trying to work their way up the field, and they're able to get the barrier down. And I think I really like how Legging is using this ultimate from Aimee is just so powerful for the pressure. But it is going to be matter. They got to get through Rayboy, and Rayboy just solo play to get it straight through the entire defensive line of Snack Time. Really good job.
Absolutely. That was what classic brawler technique of I'm going to be the punching bag and I'm going to let my midfielder score. It clearly worked very effectively there, as unfortunately Rayboy doesn't have any more energy, but it was definitely worth it. They were able to get a point, evening it up, and now having personal Leggin getting an explosive start here, getting the first barrier, but it gets equalized pretty quickly as Greatest Beam just punching all over the place. SSR's barrier now, it is back to neutral. Forward is being flowed to the bottom side with Leggin. Still has the core flip. Unfortunately, I hope he doesn't get damage and loses it, because right now the damage is being focused on Crystal. But it seems like they're actually getting their... Oh my god, never mind, Crystal is off the field. I felt a presence and, well, the lack thereof, because unfortunately Crystal is gone now. Rainbow Key gets the second barrier. Leggin still holding on to that core flip. Maybe often can use it to get it, but doesn't need it to get out of the power play, which is honestly pretty good, because now they can use it for offense, and let's see if they're able to. But unfortunately, an unfortunate loss right from Crazy Crystal. That's what Greatest Beam get the second point here, and although they were looking good at the start, it seems like things are starting to turn around in favor of Final Destination.
Yeah, Final Destination, they're a very competent team, and they know what they need to do here. Is we may be seeing just a stuffing out before the subs can really even get an opportunity to make themselves known. As Lightning does have that flip available, Elo Tourist also has a flip online. But we're seeing just so much damage pressure coming out from the side of Final Destination. Rainbow P not quite able to get the kill, but it may not be needed. It's just they've already done their damage. They've already done their job. As Legging just has to find some way into this point to stay alive, and it's kind of hard to do that when you have basically no health bar. But they're able to survive for now.
Absolutely. They found out who the problem was, and it seems to be BX, as they are currently staggered and forced to be on the back line. Kind of gives the Snack Time to have some space to breathe here. Managed to get an offense going, but right now it seems like that they weren't able to keep it for long, as they had to stay back. But right now, it seems like they have a second chance, but unfortunately Leggin now has no evade and doesn't have much HP left either. Hopefully they don't get focused for damage, but wow, a crazy angle from Spy right there, and kind of proving that he might be the third brawler of Final Destination right now.
Yeah, that's Final Destination locking in a 2-0 set lead in this game number 2. Very close to getting themselves a nice easy final score. Missile propulsion blocked away from Kama on that Drakkar. Should be nice to have as Estelle as well. And I think that heavy impact as well is going to be on the other side. It's pretty nice to have if you are Drakkar. It's going to do a lot of damage. But also, you know, we have Spark picked up for Greatest Meme. If for some reason they haven't scaled hard enough already, that's an X that can go into a set 4 as a set 4X with Sparks online. And also, you know, Atlas with Siege Machine is going to be really nice to have as well.
Honestly, once again, I feel like Snack Time didn't do too badly in the drafts here, because Drakkar definitely couldn't get denied there and forced the Estelle to take Missile Prop, which I think gives them a pretty decent draft advantage overall. And right now, we're seeing a pretty shift in energy, as Crazy Crystal and Leggin, also Elo Forest, managed to open up the barriers first here, and they didn't even lose a single one yet, but it looks like a little scary right now, as just the Greatest Being walking orphanly, but in the meantime, it seems like Rainbow P is also dead, knocked into the streets of Atten, as, oh my god, Crazy Crystal just taking Greatest Meme out of the play, keeping him staggered, and once again, Strike primaries it in.
Yeah, as I mean, SNCK continuously showing us that they are still online. They're still here for the fight, but that is going to be a lot of cooldowns from snack time for really not much gain, as Final Destination just has a lot to work with, and that flip has to come out from Terrorist, and they only get one barrier from it, and now open it for the side of snack time is very, very scary.
Absolutely. Hoping that we get this barrier though, as now Crazy Crystal on the offense, looking to be on the prowl and staying on the prowl, but unfortunately, it seems like they're able to maintain it for too long. Like with a good Cypher Swipe, able to keep control of the core here. Offense is once again starting. Spartan being forced to walk up here. Really good somersault to stuff out the core flip there. But Crazy Crystal wins the strike core against two forwards. Well, I guess the entirety of the defensive backline, I should say. And wow, a wonderful glitch pop from Legan. And now they're looking pretty healthy to take the set compared to last time.
Yeah, they're looking nice and happy. As they have just continued to kind of perform on these closed nets, and I think that they have a very nice opportunity to bring this game back into their hands, and with that first barrier being down from Spartan and no offense really stopping from the side of Snack Time, I think they may be able to get potentially a kill here and open up the game entirely for themselves, as Rayboy looking super low.
Absolutely, Rayboy, unfortunately looking low, has to stay back and get the orb. Now in the meantime, Crazy Crystal almost getting the second shot. I think tried to catch Spartan lacking there, but unfortunately he did get his strike back up in time. Spartan opts to keep control on the top side here, but I think uses a flip, but forces a flip out of Spartan, which is really good. Now Grace Beam, all the flips are being put out on the table here. Grace Beam doesn't get any value of it, unfortunately. Now glitch pop from Legan, Pistons, Rayboy TV, and the core. But unfortunately, it didn't have too much as Core's on their side, but a good out clear. Oh, almost scares Elo Taurus into his own birth. A bit spatial. Elo Taurus doesn't have any more options left for his cooldowns or defense department, so offense needs to be kept on their side of the field right now, and it seems to be looking pretty comfortable. Keeping Degree's Meme on the back foot right now, not able to use any cooldowns. Fine, like Taurus planned to get his expanse back, and I believe he has it back now, so he should be able to use that in an emergency. But on the other hand, Legan gets the second barrier now. A lot of core speed being used. Oh, beautiful cyber swipe, but unfortunately doesn't get much. The greatest being wonderful dribble, almost gets it in, but unfortunately the spatial was able to catch it. Now Rayboy P loses the strike core against Primary from Jakar. Greatest beam gets to touch the core again. Now it's going over to Rayboy P, but he loses the strike, and whoa my god, he won this interaction against Lord from the mid line, and now he wins the sets. Crazy Crystal looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, as that's gonna be Snack Time bring themselves back into this game with a nice set win in a 3-0 fashion as well. I'm here for the reverse sweep that we saw from the side of Boss last series, and I'm down to see it again here for Snack Time, as that's me Timeless Creator picked up for legging on the MVP, as well as 1-2 Punch opted for by Drakara. I'm a little scared of this rapid fire onto Rayboy P, but I don't think it's necessarily too scary. I will say Spartan with Orb Dancer and Greatest Meme with Chrono Boost is very, very scary. I think it may potentially be curtains for the side of Snack Time simply because of that draft. They really didn't get the kind of value that they would have liked out of that one, as that's Rayboy P already opening up the first set, or this first point with the goal.
Absolutely. No matter how you spin that, how that draft went, I do think that Final Destination won that really hard, because there's just really, really good awakenings on behalf of everybody there. Like Rapid Fire and Estelle on your midfielder, just so much value, and everything as well. Like Sorry has so much speed that he can give to himself and teammate right now, and we might be seeing as he might go for an Orb Dancer like stack as soon as. Oh no, he opts play offensive, which is also completely understandable here. You have one barrier and you're in a power play. I don't know what else. I was talking straight crazy. Greatest Beam with the core flip. Unfortunately doesn't get it, but Spartan's on the top side, playing super aggressive with his positioning right now. Almost has a core flip of his own as well as Rayboy P. And although Greatest Beam is not long for his world, he is serving as great bait right now, but unfortunately they were possessed way too aggressively, as now they lost the barriers. Open that scenario. Spartan forced to use his flip there and do this interaction against Ricard, so he has to spend it, but unfortunately the spatial expanse is not fast enough to beat out the greatest meme. And oh my god, we're already at 2-0, and it's the... Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and we're at 2-0 for the side of Final Destination. This is really scary if you're SNCK time. You gotta figure out how to get yourselves back into this potentially final set of the series, as that's gonna be Greatest Meme catching both barriers down now. Crazy Crystal with the flip available. May use it here soon just to stay alive, but Rainbow P and Meme working their way off the field. Now it's the 2v2 on the defense of SNCK time. X Maximus coming out from Greatest Meme. Crazy Crystal with the flip available, legging with the flip available. May have to use it here soon to get themselves back in. This is very down, and now we're on almost an open net for the side of Final Destination.
It's so scary for them, but right now they're able to maintain their
Oh!
composure. But unfortunately, a Rose work from Estelle from the Guild Rainbow AP manages to take a 3-0 in the last series, and I can't believe we're already on map 2. Final Destination has now certified their spot as second place, going 7-2 in this nasty series.
Yeah, Final Destination, great job locking in the 2-0 series victory over the side of SNCK time. And unfortunately, SNCK time not quite able to get the laurels that rest on the laurels that Boss is now able to rest on. But unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. You know, you win some, you lose some, and FD has won this one, as they're sitting at a nice pretty 7-2 now in the end of the season. Believe it or not, Braxton, that was in fact the final point of the regular season, as all of our matches are done for today. What do you think about this last match?
Wow, I can't believe we're already at like the end of the season before playoffs already, which is honestly quite incredible. And I do gotta know with you, that was a very convincing performance from Final Destination, and it's not like the subs of SNCK did a bad job either. And it's really hard to keep up with a crazy sub performance like what Boss's subs did last game. That was crazy, but I guess Thunder can only strike. Well, I guess Thunder doesn't strike twice, is how the saying goes. But they still played nice. Like Crazy Crystal and Jakar was once again pretty solid, and I feel like once they were able to get the offense on their side of the field, they weren't long, but they were oftentimes successful. I think it was just really hard to get out of the hands of the Greatest Meme and Rayboy P. They were just so good at just closing out all of Elo Torres' options. It was just hard to just find an out clear against them, because Estelle just covered so many options, and then the Greatest Meme just absolutely just kind of put on a show with the X, and we didn't get to see much Chrono Boost X, but honestly, one of my favorite things to see is just X just flying in with the dash, and then he's also powering at the same time. It's not very practical for the most part, but when you see it happen and it does something, it's beautiful, and I think the Grizz need to do that a couple times, so shoutouts to him for that. But overall, I feel like they just Omega Striked better today. They had the KOs, they had the core control, and when you can play the two in tandem, that's kind of just what you need to do to win the game, and they were able to prove that. And SNCK didn't do a bad job either, because I do think that in bursts they were able to do that as well, but it just wasn't as consistent as Final Destination.
Yeah, as I think Final Destination, looked very comfortable going into the ends. I think they were a little shaky in the beginning. They dropped a set or two throughout the series, but ultimately they just were able to very consistently get the barriers down. Greatest Meme showed up and showed out with that X as basically always. But I think ultimately just so many great attempts from both sides, and it's Final Destination looking very strong going into the playoffs now. I believe they have locked that second seed going in, and I mean, for it, that unstoppable force in that first seed, Final Destination having beat Scriptwriters means that they are that second seed, and then Scriptwriters, looking really, really solid throughout the entirety of the regular season, then weeks 8 and 9 just going at loss into loss. So those are top 3 seeds, and I'm not 100% certain on our bottom 3 seeds going to playoffs, but it does not matter, as we're gonna be anything left to say.
Honestly, no. Me personally, unsurprisingly, being a first sub, I'm looking forward to seeing them in playoffs. I'm hoping that they do win the whole thing. If we're doing like a little bit of yapping, which I will, they're kind of my goats. I love every single person on that team. They're all great. But I honestly think that it's going to be a great playoffs for Nasty this season. Script writers and Final Destination are honestly both also very strong teams. I can't lie to you, and I wouldn't be expected to see either of them show up into grand finals against Vert. And I think it's going to be here, no matter which team it is. So I am very much looking forward to both the playoffs for NAST, but also all the NAST leagues. However, with that being said, it is time for the post show. As this was the last game this week, we are one game short, but that's all right. I think that is probably for the better, but nobody really just scheduled for that time. But it's all good. It is time for the post show. We will see you soon, guys.
Hello, everyone. It is your benevolent host, The Fool, here today to talk a little bit about the matches that have transpired. Firstly, we got a whole bunch of winners from today. Hope they're all doing well. We're going to actually check in with them all right now. So, Mystic, how are you feeling right about now?
I'm feeling good. It's my first win with this team, and I'm glad I got to do it against the first seed that's now second seed.
Yeah, it was a very impressive win today. Good games to watch. Rayboy P, how are you feeling about the matches today?
Yeah, I'm glad we won. Glad we managed to close it out. I mean, I know they were putting in the subs because they knew they weren't able to make it in playoffs, but I'm glad our team took it seriously and just were able to close it out. So
Nicely done. Grant Attack, on to you.
I'm feeling pretty good. That was my first NAST win, so and I think it was not a game that we were like really supposed to win, so I'm like feeling pretty good about that.
You should be. It was a very good series. On to Dokushi. How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, feeling good. It was good vibes overall, and I'm the type of person that likes to defy expectations, so it was fun to watch all of you guys vote wrong on the pre-show predictions of that game.
I fear my votes today were not very good. I might not know ball. Yeah, you did a very good job. Going into things, we're gonna review some of the clips from our many games today. Very exciting things as Potat maneuvers me around the screen. Right below, a clip will appear in a second, I believe.
So far, we are
right?
seeing a lot of that damage.
We have
the
a
stall
clip
is
from
good, but
Meow
those are
versus
3
Doom.
flips right now. Social
some
Fox is going
very
for
nice
some
set
stuff,
play
but
going on the
Oh
side.
no!
So far, we are seeing a lot of that damage.
This is not the clip I thought
stall
it was
is
gonna be.
good, but
Wait a
those
minute.
are 3 flips right now, and Social Fox is going for some
The Mitch
stuff.
Gliss
but-
plop into the
Oh,
clip, into
no.
the strike hit. Oh yeah.
So
great
far,
job.
we are seeing a lot of that damage. The stall is good, but those are 3 flips.
As now Social Fox looks to push up the bottom side as Natty gets a good flip of his own
This is
and
also not the
allows
clip I thought
Box
it
to
was
put
gonna
himself
be,
into
but,
a
like,
breakaway
it's so
position.
chill.
Good barrage there
No.
to maintain control out by Social Fox. It is lost for a moment. And now with the speed out by Natty, it's a little dangerous here. Struckwar lost there. And now one again out by Jack Limestone. There's a strike shot and the barrier is taken out by MF Doom. They're just trying to stall call out this floasted as now Social Fox
I had to be outclipped. I had to be outclipped. That was really good
and
set play
allows
that I
Box to
would've
put
done.
himself into a breakaway
I think
position.
it's
Good barrage
probably
there to maintain control out by
probably
Social
one of
Fox.
the
It
last
is lost
two
for a moment, and now with the speed out by Natty, it's a little dangerous here. Struck more lost there, and now one again out by Jack Limestone. There's a strike shot and the barrier into the strong side here, as it should be.
Oh, there
saved,
it
but
is.
instead the one
Mystic
that's
with
not
the snipe
saved
shot
is
at the
Swapper
top.
is taken off the map,
Bring it into the
and
corner for
another
some good
3v2
corner
power play
offense.
favoring Cosmic Pod. But Jack Limestone
The
has
flip
flipped
to
the roll,
keep it
flip out by
there.
Mystic, strike where one out by
Card
Cardbox
box with
there,
the
and now the
strike
Firewall
forward at
Sentry
the
just
end.
defensively
Good pass
placed
into the
there.
portal.
Now Social Fox
Bring
is able to bring it
around,
up onto the good
then
side, but
hit
oh
it.
no, it just
Wow.
drives
Play.
past Jack
I like that a lot.
Limestone
It's very
again.
clean and to the point. Like
Yeah,
always.
it's just
as a
this
certain
aggression
guy
kind
would
of
say.
being punished over and over again.
Yeah, the
Jack
Meow
Limestone
Doom
gets
series
caught off guard, I
is a
think, by
quite
poor
impressive
speed or
series.
just bad angle.
Into the strong
I think
side
it-
here, as it should
Meow
be saved,
defied
but
all
instead the one that's
expectations
not
from
saved is
literally everyone
Swapper
on the
is taken off
bench
the map,
and took it
and
over
another
Doom, the
3v2
reigning
power play
champion,
favoring
to
Cosmic Pod. Jack
put
Limestone has
those who
flipped the
strike
roll, flip out by
after
Mystic,
the
strike
first
where
place
one out by
spot going
Cardbox
into
there,
playoffs.
and now the
So
Firewall Sentry
it's
just
gonna have some
defensively
implications.
placed there. Now Social
that
Fox is able to
means-
bring it up onto the
Well,
good
yeah, those
side,
who
but
strike
oh
after
no,
will
it just
choose
drives
their
past
opponent
Jack Limestone
in the top
again.
two. Bean, I believe, final destination.
This aggression kind of being punished over and
Boss,
over
I
again. Jack
think?
Limestone
Maybe
gets
I'm
caught
wrong.
off guard, I
No,
think,
no.
by poor speed or just bad angle.
Into the strong side here,
Huh?
as it should be saved, but instead the one that's not saved is Swapper is taken off the map, and another 3v2 power
might be
play
onto
favoring
something.
Cosmic Pod. But
It's-
Jack Limestone has the flip
Also,
roll, flip
I'm
out by
pretty
Mystic,
sure
strike
Rip-
where one out by
Overzealous
Cardbox
and-
there, and now the Firewall Sentry just
Rayboy P, also, I think you have imploded, by the way, just so you know.
Oh no, it just drives
But yeah, overzealous. Yeah, it would have been overzealous and someone else. I can't remember who. Anyways, onto some other clips from today's matches.
into the strong side here, as it should be saved, but instead the one that's not saved is
Have a power play, but it is flipped on the head.
Oh yes, the
big
Zeal
finish.
versus Fly game.
Unfortunately, too much to deal with. Not enough that can shut it down. Suplex is found.
Beautiful
the goalie.
Julie
There
dash
is no
punchage.
core in the
Portal
net
plane.
for the moment being though, but with the power play,
Another
that
KO,
guy is
and
also
we're in.
dead.
Striker Kai looking very
Overzealous
fine on the
have a
era. A
power
lot of
play, but
speed
it is flipped on
midfielders
the
have been
heads.
showing up
The
as
big
of lately
finish.
in this patch, and so
Unfortunately, too much to
it's been
deal
nice to
with.
see
Not
how
enough
people are
that can
playing
shut it
around
down.
with
Suplex
that.
has found the goalie. There is no core in the net.
Yeah,
for the
ultimately some very
moment
good passing
being, though, but
plays.
with the power
Love to
play,
see it.
That guy is also dead.
Breaking down the wall.
Overzealous have a power play, but it is
Next clip,
flipped
please.
on the
Waiter, waiter.
heads. The big finish is unfortunately too much to deal with. Not enough that can try to get this out of this corner. Me, and Pensando will have possession for a moment, but a Maelstrom is great and claims both. The triple take in the corner. It's looking scary. Suplex with the flurry and the punch on the corner. Get this out of this
I like the
corner.
double barrier NATO.
Pensando will have possession.
Again, that
for a
era
moment, but a
gameplay
Maelstrom is great
looking
and
very
claims
clean.
both. The triple take in
Shout
the
outs
corner.
to Striker
It's looking
Kai.
scary.
More like
Suplex with
Striker
the
Era.
flurry
What does
and
she
the
even
punch
do?
on the corner.
Shout out
Get
Drop
this out
Leto.
of this corner.
Get him in there.
Me and
Everyone
Pensando
type
will
your
be-
era exclamation
will have
points in the
possession
chat.
for a
See which one
moment,
shows
but
up
a
today.
Maelstrom is great and claims both. The triple take in the corner. It's looking scary. Suplex with the flurry and the punch on the corner. Get this
Also,
out
the
of
Finny
this
ult is very
corner.
well timed.
Me
Big fan
and
of that.
Pensando will
My
will
camera
have
should-
possession for a moment, but a Maelstrom is great and claims both. The triple take, another wave of abilities coming out soon. There's the flip through the portal. Striker Kai looking
Some
for the second
Asherine.
pass. It is shut down by Alphame's
Asher, my nemesis, my beloved and nemesis all at the same time. In his corner. Good work with the Juno Slimes.
On a staggered Mimi. Suddenly,
Oh,
with
no!
Wood
And the
four,
reversal.
It may just be the game as the the big finish comes out. The Maelstrom.
And
is
again,
disastrous.
another Era Tornado.
And it's
Striker
that's
Kai
it.
looking like the MVP of all
Flying-
time.
not
Great
flying, it's
work.
Overzealous. Claiming
Phenomenal
another wave
Era-ine
of abilities coming
on the
out
sticks
soon.
today.
There's the flip through the portal. Striker Kai looking for the second pass. It is shut down by Alphame's barrier beam, and they suddenly will go on to the offense. Suplex will
Moving
find a
on
kill
to,
a staggered Mimi.
I
Suddenly,
think, are we
trying
still...
to find something with this aim
Okay, we're still
turret,
here.
not
Okay.
quite able to yet. The dash comes through, the flip comes through. A link pop. That looked pretty nice. Shades of social
Beautiful
fox,
passing.
a pass up to
Yeah,
Striker
great
Kai.
passing on those
Trying to
clips
find
right
something
there.
with this Amy turret, not quite able to yet.
I know there was
Dash
some
comes through,
controversy in
flip
the
comes
Twitch
through.
chat
A
about
link
what
pop.
the
That
I need
looked
flip into
pretty nice.
primaries.
Shades of social fox, a pass up to
Do we
Striker
have a name for
Kai.
it?
Trying to find something with this Amy turret, not quite
People are
able to
saying-
yet. The dash
Yeah,
comes through,
there's
the
a couple
flip comes
things.
through. A link pop.
Either the
That
social
looked
fox or
pretty
the
nice.
Vortal.
Shades of
Depends on how
social
old
fox,
you are.
a pass
It
up to
depends on how long
Striker
you've been
Kai.
around.
I didn't even know it had a name, to be completely honest. That's the first time I'm hearing of it.
Comes through. A link pop. That looked pretty nice. Shades of Social Fox, a pass
I'm just
up
saying,
the
I
striker
saw a clip
guy.
of Social Fox
Trying to
mixing
find
it
something
and
with this AB
Suplex
turret,
hitting
not
it there,
quite able
so
to yet. The dash comes through, the
who
flip
knows?
comes through, a link pop.
I'm
that
gonna say
looked pretty
something
nice.
controversial,
Shades of
which
Social
isn't
Fox,
controversial
a
at all,
pass up the striker guy.
but people need to hear
Trying
it.
to find something with this AB turret,
Not
not quite
everything in
able
this
to
game
yet.
needs a
Dash comes
name
through, the flip
after a
comes through,
player.
a link pop. That looked pretty nice.
I can agree with that. I can
Somebody's
agree
mad
with
that they
that.
don't got
Pass
something.
up the striker guy.
Right,
Trying to
right,
find something with this
right.
We're
AB
talking about the
turret, not
Mystic angle
quite
hitting the
able
ball
to
dead
yet.
backwards.
The dash comes through, the flip comes
Mystic
through.
angle
Right.
is just like
That looked pretty
walking
nice.
around and trying to
Shades of Social
figure out what I'm
Fox,
supposed to
a
do in the
pass
moment.
up the striker guy.
The offensive line tries to get it through.
All right,
but
and
the
then
goal
going
gate
to
is not open
possibly
just
the
yet,
biggest
and that is
upset
going to be
of
Zayboy
today.
Renegade.
It's a little tough. There's a lot of upsets today, but Boss versus Pantheon
just lock
with,
it in,
I
but
think
it's
the odds
nothing,
were
nothing found
like
yet. It's with the advantage on both those forwards
1
now.
to
Renegade and Grand
300
in the 1v1
when
against
the
Storm,
poll
and
went
it's going to
through.
go
Boss here
floating
doing
by.
a phenomenal
Oh,
job.
the offensive
against
line tries to get it through,
the
but
rival
the goal gate
Pantheon
is not open just yet, and that is
with
going
some
to be
good
Zayboy
runage in this
Renegade.
flip
Incredible
right here. I
defense,
mean, the
and
pillar to
Dallas
save the
Cows
goal.
try to find this
Renequad
goal,
was popping
just
off
lock
that game,
it
honestly.
in, but
It's
it's
such a good rune.
nothing,
Yeah,
nothing
a
found
phenomenal
yet.
job from
It's with the
Renequad.
advantage on
It's
both
actually
those forwards now.
great.
Renegade and Grand SNCK in the 1v1 against Storm.
Regardless of
and
what
it's
it
gonna go
is, good work
floating
from our
by.
rune player right
Oh,
here.
the offensive line
I
tries
used to
to
play
get it
with
through, but
I
the
used to
goal
play
gate
with
is not
Renegade
open
in
just yet, and that
like
is
a
going to be
bracket a long time ago. So it's nice to see him back competing again. Resident Lawyer still got it.
He's gonna be dash in return.
Yeah.
Almost being taken out, and that's Storm with the Dubu wall. They're in a double power play now. You don't want to see this if you're the side of Boss.
The singular hype play from Pantheon.
But he actually is going to be able to. I just lied, but never
Yeah, nice
mind.
passing play.
Tao's taking the ball in all
Nice
sorts of
lead
places.
done.
IRQ's with the blink is gonna almost get the barrier, but he's gonna be dash point. Boss still looking pretty good. I mean, not Boss. Sorry, Pantheon. Looking pretty good in this first point, especially as
Itch.
oh my god,
Oh my
never mind.
goodness.
I was
Beautiful
gonna
hit
say
stun
they were up
combo.
3 but Boss still looking
All
pretty
of us
good.
just said,
I
how
mean,
about we just dump this guy?
sorry, Pantheon.
And they exploded.
Mods, kill that guy with flip. Boom!
Oh my god, never mind. I was gonna say they were up 3
Jumped
flips.
him.
With the
Boss
boys
still
emote
looking pretty
afterwards.
good.
Love
I
to
mean,
see
not
it.
Boss,
Phenomenal
sorry,
work
Pantheon.
from Boss.
Looking pretty good in this first point, especially as
Moving on
oh
then
my god, never mind. I
to
was
our
gonna say
like
they were up
final
3
2-ish
flips, but
clips
Boss
of the
Into
day.
strong side here, as it should be saved, but instead the one that's not saved is Swapper is taken.
This ultimate from
We have
Tiny
FD
is
versus
just
Snack.
So
Honestly,
powerful for the pressure.
just
Um,
overall fairly
but
solid
it is
play
going to be
from
matter.
FD
They
all
gotta
of
get
today.
through Rayboy.
I think
and
one
Rayboy
thing I
just
noted about
solo
these games
playing
is
this ultimate from Jaime.
Rayboy,
is
you had
just
really
so
phenomenal flips.
Powerful for the pressure.
Ultimately, like all of the flips you
but
did
it is
were
gonna be
like,
matter. They
in
gotta
nice
get through
spots,
Rayboy,
and they
Rayboy
had good
just
angles to
solo
them too. I
played
think this
this
other
ultimate
clip that
from,
I sent that we
Jaime is
hopefully
just
grab
so
here
powerful for
also
the
shows
pressure.
one that you did. You did an instant flip.
But
My
it is
teammates
gonna
were
be matter.
really
They gotta get
bad
through
at me for
Rayboy.
doing
And
that,
Rayboy
actually.
just
They were like,
solo
"Why
played
I thought
this
the angle was
ultimate
really
from,
good. I thought the angle on it
Jaime.
was really good. I think it,
Now chipped and
not
long
this
for
one,
world,
but
even
this was also
shorter is
good.
this era as they go off the field now. Crazy Crystal Kama. Oh my god,
It's
you
also a
guys
night
too,
market.
like, it might
It's a
be
night market one.
dead as well as he gets caught lacking, but the Atlas Res is good. But unfortunately, he's still staggering that.
Nice dribbling
Kinda did
here.
numbers.
Ooh.
Oh my god, everybody
Ooh.
is dying and
Ooh.
he just had.
The greatest meme still got it. Very nicely done.
Viking is now
Insane
chipped
haste
and not
by
long
him.
for this world, but even
And then it
shorter
should be
is
there
this
should be like one more
era as
night
they go
market
off the
one.
field now.
Yeah.
Snack time to have some space to
Yeah,
breathe
this is
here,
it right here.
to get an offense going, but
All eyes on Rayboy
it's
P.
like that they weren't
Good
able
angles.
to
That one was a
keep
beautiful
up
angle.
once they
Big
had
fan
to
of
go
that.
back.
And then,
Now,
and then,
looks like they have a second
and then,
chance, but unfortunately,
the
Viking
instant flip
now
top.
has no evade and doesn't have much HP left either. Hopefully,
Pretty big fan of that.
they don't
And then a
have
nice
much
angle from
advantage.
Spartan as well to put it in. It was just very tricky, very tricky work. It was very nice to watch. I like those angles. Very dubious on where the ball was gonna go. But yeah, ultimately, great work for today from all the games. Now let's talk about the standings moving into playoffs. The regular season has concluded. We are done. We've made it through the regular season for at least Nasty and Nassau. We still have tiebreakers for Nassau, obviously. But yeah, very nicely done. Let's talk a little bit about our standings. Potak, could you please kindly pull that up? I think we're gonna lead with NASA. Let's do that if you have that, or Nasty if that's easier. But don't worry, you got this. You're doing great. Do 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 ba 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 ba. I'm under the scoreboard now. Look at that. The scoreboard's above me. Beautiful. Again, with Cosmic Paws defeating MF Doom today, those who strike after have secured themselves in the top spot of their league. They get to choose who they want to fight between People Supernova and Overzealous. And that's a tough decision to make, in my opinion. Maybe a little biased here because I help People Supernova, or at least I helped People Supernova at the start of the season, and they're looking really strong. But Overzealous today put on a phenomenal performance. Again, Striker Kai is really good with those speed midfielders, and, well, speed midfielders got really good right about now. And so, hey, that's a very tough decision to make. Rounding out the loser's side of bracket, we have Flying Blobos and Slime Mold Colony. Slime Mold Colony is a bit of a wild card here because you never know if they're going to actually show up or not, or what's going to happen. I personally thought that team was going to be very good at the start of the season, and they have had a kind of lackluster performance throughout the year. And so we'll see how they do in the playoffs. But yeah, congratulations to those who strike after. We will see what they end up choosing moving into this next bracket. And then, Nasty. The Nasty standings. Congratulations. It's not up on the screen yet, but congratulations to Furret on their perfect season. Again, you love to see it. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of a certain team that won Nasty and then NASA. Very good work from that team in general. They are first seed, and they get to choose whoever they play against in the final bracket, whether that be Final Destination or Pudash's Dynasty. After today's gameplay, I would not be
That's
surprised.
backwards. We're above SCP. Actually, they just haven't put in the score yet, so they'll have
What?
SCP.
What? I've been baited. Okay,
Yeah.
so wait, who are they choosing between? It's Pudash's and Scriptwriters.
Yeah.
Okay. I would not be surprised if they locked in Pudash's. That's probably what's going to happen. And so Scriptwriters gets their run back with FD, most likely. And that leaves Pantheon and Cutie Patooties locked in fifth and sixth place, rounding out the loser's side bracket. Let me get a little commentary from me when my brain implodes. Let me get a little commentary from Dokashi and Rayboy P on how you feel about this final bracket. Considering the fact that both of you are still playing in the regular season. Or not in the regular season, but in playoffs.
Well, I mean, in terms of the NASA standings for us, we didn't entirely care where in the bracket we were, as long as we were on the winner's side. So, you know, being top 4 was it's pretty nice, I would say. But it's interesting though because the entire season you're kind of like looking at MF Doom, and you're thinking about like them being the 1 seed and them, you know, kind of dominating the whole league, and then, you know, a couple losses later, suddenly the 1 seeds change. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Certainly, I would absolutely agree with that. It's also always good to be on winner's side to start the bracket. It's nice to get that little breathing room in there. Unlike what's going to happen with Polar Cortex or whoever qualifies in the tiebreakers, tugging at the collar.
Yeah.
Rayboy P, how are you feeling about your upcoming match, probably against Scriptwriters?
Yeah, so against scriptwriters, I feel like it's going to be pretty tough because when we played them, they didn't have Sovereign in. They had a sub in for him. So we're definitely going to be like focusing on winning that match a lot, prepping for it. And then assuming we do win it and assume we're going against Weasel Furts again, I think we've definitely improved since the last time we played them. But again, that's going to be another uphill battle. I'm definitely excited for it. First time playing in any league, and excited to make it to brackets. So I'm just going to be doing my best to try and, you know, place as high as we possibly can. Hopefully win it. So.
Wonderful to hear. I mean, phenomenal work this season from all of y'all. I think the fact that you're all here on the post show here today means that you have done a good job. Good work winning your games today, and good luck in your playoffs. I have been your host, Samuel Zoro the Fool Zaczynski, today, and I hope you have all enjoyed the regular season. Catch you all in playoffs. That's about it from me. Any final words from the people on the crew? Nothing?
Have a good
See y'all
Sunday.
in bracket.
I think so.
Going down.
Jeez.
All right. Well, then, that's about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you again in tiebreakers and then in playoffs. All right. Bye-bye.